Hello everybody, Tyrone the Guy 3 here, and welcome to the final Pokemon X and Y anime review until we move into Pokemon X, Y, and Z. This episode is episode 93, and it's titled Double Battle at the Anastar Gym, Olympia's Future Site. This episode was as expected. And I really hate to say that. It's the final episode. It was really action-packed. That's what I'm trying to say. This episode was really action-packed, but I can't help shaking the feeling that, most of it was a lot. And the reason I say that because the battle itself is a double battle between Ash's Frogadier and Talonflame versus Olympia's two Meowsticks. So it's a double battle, but that's it. Those are the only four Pokemon fighting. I don't know if Liza and Tate was similar to this, where Ash used Pikachu and Swellow against Solrock and Lunatone, but this episode was basically just a 2-on-2 battle, but it was a 2-on-2 battle, and that was literally the entire episode. At least with Liza and Tate, I remember there was some introduction and build-up leading to it. This episode gets straight to the gym battle, which Pokemon X and Y has done a pretty good job of that. At least as far as Clement and Olympia's battles are concerned, because they already had their introduction episodes before, or Karina, where they just spend literally the whole episode focused on nothing but the gym battle. Even Team Rocket doesn't get in the way. In this episode, Team Rocket's here, but it's they literally only take up about less than a minute of time, not even long enough to be annoying. So I gotta say, props to that, but I can't keep shaking the feeling that this episode was really long and mostly for the battle itself. Not a bad thing, just a thing worth noting. Anyway, the episode begins with the gym battle. Literally, they start off and they're about to battle in the gym, and you see Olympia's Meowsticks and they're ready to fight. And I noticed something. Olympia's Meowsticks, while fighting, never open their eyes. This picture right here is the only time you see their eyes open, because when they battle, their eyes are closed. I'm guessing they're using telepathy to see rather than using their actual sight, which is pretty cool attention to detail. But then we cut to, before the battle officially starts, we cut to Team Rocket, and they have been in disguise as interviewers to gain information about the Anastar sundial, and they learn that the gym is inside the Anastar sundial, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a really cool way to come at a gym, first of all. So then once they learn that, we cut back to the gym battle. Like I said, they're not even there long enough to be annoying. Pikachu's rare and ready to go, but Ash tells Pikachu no. He decides to go ahead and use Talonflame and Frogadier. Now, I thought about this 1,000 times over, and I'm thinking the only reason he chose to use Frogadier and Talonflame instead was because of their mobility, and for this later thing that Ash was planning to do during the battle. I don't know if he planned this ahead of time or he just thought of it in the battle, but he's using Frogadier and Talonflame. I'm guessing because he feels the twos would be able to work really well together in this particular gym battle. So the gym battle finally is underway. And when the battle starts, it starts off with Talonflame using Flame Charge and Frogadier using Aerial Ace. And then, they take a lot of hits. And when they take a lot of hits from both of the Meowsticks, Frogadier winds up catching Talonflame. So I thought that was a really cool moment. Now, as far as this gym battle goes, I'm not going to go into detail about every little move that happens in the gym battle, because a lot happens in this gym battle. A lot of things. Attacks, flurries, dodges, counters, just a lot. Most of it is Talonflame and Frogadier getting their butts kicked. But it's Ash's Pokemon, so they have that shonen determination to get back up. But yeah, Olympia then prepares for her next attack, which was the Future Sight attack. When she ends up using Future Sight, it ends up successfully hitting both Talonflame and Frogadier. So they wind up getting hit by the Future Sight attack. After that, we can also see that both of the Meowsticks work really well together, because obviously the male Meowstick is the one using the support moves, which is the black Meowstick, and the white Meowstick is the female Meowstick, which is specializing in physical attack, specializing in attacks. Together, the two make a pretty formidable tag team. One thing worth noting, I believe that when Ash is battling, Ash makes it an effort to take out the white one first, so that the black one will be the only one remaining, and that's pretty much how things play out. When they get hit by the first future sight, Ash actually talks to Pikachu, and this is where we finally get our Pikachu technically in the battle, but not in the battle deal. Pikachu's job in this battle is strictly to be a metronome counter. Pikachu will move its tail side to side, much like a metronome, in order to keep the track of how many seconds it takes until the future sight attack is going to activate. Now, when watching this with KG and Dean, oh yeah, I need to mention that, shameless advertisement time. There is a link in the description. I also might make an annotation right here. That basically is our commentary of this episode, because it's the final episode. Oh, we also did it with the Chornick too. Sorry. I forgot to mention Chornick only because, we rarely do commentaries with the Chornick. So, if you want to see all four of us, the Poke Hype Train team, do the commentary for the final episode, there you go. Anyway, back to the battle. Pikachu serves as a metronome, but while this is happening, Ash goes ahead and tells Frogadier to use Double Team. And this is cool because he has Talonflame use Brave Bird, and Talonflame uses Brave Bird so that they can knock the clones out of the way, and when they knock the clones out of the way, the Brave Bird will end up hitting the Meowsticks. And this plan actually works, and it's pretty cool. I also like how the male Meowstic ends up using Helping Hand to increase the power of female Meowstic's Dark Pulse. So that was really cool. Unfortunately, Frogadier winds up getting hit by Thunder Wave in the battle, so that was pretty unfortunate. Anyway, Talonflame does this cool thing where Talonflame uses Steel Wing and starts spinning, just like Halucha did in the gym battle against Valerie. So Talonflame's just spinning and using this freaking spinning Steel Wing. And one thing I love about Pokemon X and Y that Insane Game Freak mentioned a long time ago, Pokemon X and Y, Ash does combos, but he doesn't yap about the damn combos like he did in Diamond and Pearl. When Ash's Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl would spin, they would not shut up about that. It'd be like, I used the spinning technique that I learned from Dawn. And Dawn will be like, he learned that spinning technique from me. And it's just like, it was frustrating. But that wasn't the case here. He just did it. And that's what I respected. Like, even when he was a Fletchinder, he did that cool spinning technique. But it was different. It was like a flame charge spin. This was cool. So after that, the future sight ends up hitting. Well, the future sight is about to come, and this is cool. What they end up doing, actually, is really ingenious. What they end up doing is that they take Pikachu's tail goes off on the metronome counter. Frogadier and Talonflame come in and start riding, and Frogadier starts riding on Talonflame's back. They grab the Meowsticks, throw them in the air, and when the future sight attack rains down, the Meowsticks end up getting hit by their own attack. That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. So that ends up happening. And when that ends up happening, Fletchinder comes down with a flame charge and hits female Meowstic and knocks it out. I'm guessing either the two are both knocked out, or Talonflame just took care of that Meowstic while Frogadier takes care of the other. Male Meowstic is left, and male Meowstic winds up using Psybeam? Psybeam, looks like Psybeam. And Frogadier winds up getting paralyzed a little bit, so the water pulse doesn't come as quickly as it needs to counter it. So now Frogadier's just sort of like having this beam struggle with the Psywave attack, or Psybeam, or whatever it is. And you all in the comments will help me. Anyway, Ash comes in as a freaking spirit and supports Frogadier's water pulse to like maximum, and it looks similar to the scene in Dragon Ball Z where Gohan's having the beam struggle with Cell, and it's a father-son Kamehameha type deal, only with water pulse. And I gotta say, Frogadier's been so infamous for using anime-like techniques with water pulse. Like, I remember Frogadier's water pulse looks like Rasengan. Now it's doing a Kamehameha type stuff. And Ash puts all his spirit into Frogadier, and Frogadier ends up wiping out the male Meowstic. And now that male Meowstic is out, Ash has been declared the official victor of the gym and earns his badge. And that ends the gym battle. So after all of that said and done, I believe the people outside, a lot of the scientists and stuff outside, end up mentioning Team Rocket, and it appears that Team Rocket's going to have like an somewhat important role during Pokemon X, Y, and Z. And when that happens, they end up sneezing because they were mentioned. It's an old anime running gag. Don't look too deep into it. Anyway, after all of that said and done, Professor Sycamore, marvelous hashtag, ends up giving them new Pokédex that look similar to the ones that you get in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which we talked about in the commentary. It looks like a downgrade to them because it was based off a tablet. Now it's based off a Game Boy Advance. But the Pokédex actually has capabilities of doing data on Mega Evolved Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty noteworthy thing to put down. So that's going to be a really cool thing. And Serena and Ash end up getting them, and then they learn that their next location is in Snowbell City. Now that Ash has 7 badges, he only needs 1 more in order to compete in the Pokemon League. After that, we end up getting some more foreshadow from Olympia, and Olympia ends up foreseeing Zygarde, because we can see Zygarde in her vision. And with that, the episode is over. I have to say, this is definitely action-packed. It didn't pull any punches from start to finish. There was action between Ash's Pokemon and the Meowsticks. And at first, I stopped and thought to myself, well, when Pikachu used the metronome, because that's what a lot of you all probably want me to talk about. When Pikachu used the metronome thing, well, not metronome the attack, I mean using its tail as a physical metronome, we wondered why Pikachu failed to call out the metronome the first time. But then I thought about it. I think Pikachu's job was to keep track of how many counts it takes before the future sight hit. And then, so the first future sight was technically supposed to work. Like, it was supposed to hit Talonflame and Frogadier. Then after that, Pikachu's like, okay, good. I know it's this many seconds until future sight attack happens. Then Pikachu did it again. The second time was supposed to be the time where they actually hit the Meowsticks. So I figured the first time was actually a test to see how many seconds it actually takes. The second time was the actual execution of the plan. Now, a lot of y'all are probably wondering this. Is it cheating? Well, I like to take it like this. Remember that episode where Annabelle, one of the Frontier Brains, had the ability to give her Pokemon commands without physically saying them? And remember how certain trainers, they have, like, I'm trying to remember which trainer it was. One of the trainers actually had the ability to give commands without even, like, give commands using, like, finger signs and stuff. Like, the long story short from what I'm saying, I want to say this method is similar to Ash, like, this is Ash's method of battling right now because it's what he's relying on. Is it cheating? I want to say it's borderline cheating, but it's not terribly cheating. I'm sure Ash would have found some other way of counting down the attack without physically counting down the attack, but I like to think that Pikachu was just Ash's alternate method of keeping track of time. Long story short, Pikachu was Ash's stopwatch. There we go. That's how I like to view it as. I don't want to say it's necessarily cheating, but it was way more strategic than I'd expect him to be. But overall, it was a really good episode. I definitely give it a watch. Check out our commentary if you can. We can't give you the link, though, anymore because, reasons. But other than that, it was really great. I'll see you all in X, Y, and Z, everybody. Tyron the Guy 3, out. Wait. Don't fade me out. I was laughing maniacally longer. Stop!